Guys, it's Sarah, and today we're going to do a final wrap up of how I did on my goals for 2022. I've been doing these actually quarterly, which has been helping me really kind of keep on top of them a little bit more and keeping them more in the forefront of my mind. So I think I did all right. Okay, so I'm just going to go through what I wrote down and how I did. So first one is my Goodreads goal, read 100 books. I am about to hit that, and I still have a couple more weeks here to read, so I'm good on that. And next one is to read my ARCs, especially the ones that I requested. How many did I read? I didn't necessarily pay attention to whether or not I requested them, but let me see how many publisher sent books I read. I read 18 out of, 12 months, 18. So that's more than one a month. So that's all right. Yes, that's okay. I would say that I did not necessarily concentrate on ones that I personally requested. So there is that. So I didn't really necessarily knock that one out of the park, but I did read 18 books that were sent to me from publishers, whether it was physically or on NetGalley. So it's all right. I had an Instagram goal of posting more often and planning out my content each week. I was up and down with this. Some weeks I was really good. Some I wasn't. It just depended on what was going on. I definitely always had my what's on my nightstand every Sunday, which is where I show you what is currently on my nightstand to read for the week. And then I would also post for new releases. If I were sent those books by the publishers, I would post about them. So though I was pretty consistent on those, definitely. Everything else was a little bit more random. I don't necessarily have a schedule or anything. I just kind of post other things randomly whenever I feel like it. So I don't know if that was a win or not, to be honest. It was very up and down, but I was consistent at least twice a week. So that's good. YouTube comments. Respond to all my comments. Make time to do it at least twice a week. Guys, I was good for a while. I'm very up and down with this as well. I remember checking in, I think, at the halfway point of the year and going, okay, I need to focus on, right? And I did for a while. I was actually really good about it for a while. I was doing it twice a week. I was, going through each video and making sure I was responding to everything, at least leaving a heart or a like or something like that, if it wasn't a written comment. And then I started working. And everything fell to the wayside, basically. So much fell to the wayside, including some of my reading. I have not been reading quite as much as, before I was working. So definitely something that I need to allot time for still. I need to make sure I'm doing that because I haven't responded very much, and I'm sorry. And it does, I get feedback about that, it doesn't matter and blah, blah, blah. And you talk about that you read all your comments, and I do. And I try to answer if there's a question. I try to do that quickly if I can. But I don't know. There's something just more personal about it. And I want you guys to know that I take you seriously and that I don't take you for granted. And I'm not just posting videos and then ignoring everybody. That's not what I'm doing. I'm definitely seeing absolutely everything. But I do have to make the time to sit down and to respond to comments. I do have to do that. So we're going to work on that again. Okay, so now my focus is, so my book of the month shelf. Let's see how many book of the month books I read. Book of the month, I read 17. That's pretty good. That's more than one a month. So yeah, I think definitely the catch-up-a-thon helped me in that number for sure. That was a book of the month readathon that I did. So that definitely helped. But I read 17. So I'm going to call that a win. That's pretty good. Okay, publisher review cart, which I've already talked about. Publisher sent books. Christmas book exchange books. How many of those did I read? Christmas book exchange, I read 15. So that's more than one a month as well. That could have been better. Only because we're in the middle of our of our current book exchange right now. And my cart is definitely, I did not make room. I was hoping to clear the top shelf of my cart to make room for this year's books, and nope. That did not happen. So I have a lot of books on the floor in front of it right now. So while I did read, how many did I say? 15? Well, I did read 15, which is good. I definitely kind of wish I had concentrated on that a little bit more. And then I also wanted to work on my gifted cart, which that one I only read 10 books off of my gifted cart. So that out of the entire year of reading, I only read 10. I don't like that number. So my gifted cart is going to be a major priority for me coming up here, like my gifted and my book exchange, because there are so many on there. They are both overflowing right now, and I definitely want to get those to a point where they are not overflowing. Bare minimum, they're not overflowing, and then maybe even better if I just had a little bit of room to grow. So those are going to be big priorities for me for next year, for sure. I don't have an official goal around those. I don't have like numbers I want to hit, or like, I'm making those official goals. But when I am picking books, I'm going to try to go to those first and see what I can find on there for sure. So, yeah, definitely those two are ones that I would like to work on more, but I'm good with the book of the month. I was happy with that. I do still need to keep reading book of the month because that shelf is definitely full. So, and I'm not stopping my subscription. But I do have some plans to read some of those books for sure. Just in general, they're going to kind of move into some of my other goals just naturally. So those were the only goals that I had. I definitely hit my Goodreads. Instagram, I think I'm okay on. I'm good on book of the month. I was pretty good on the publishers. I need to work on Christmas book exchange and my gifted cart, and I need to work on YouTube comments for sure. So those are the ones that I need to kind of step up my game a little bit. And those are just kind of constant goals, to be honest with you, especially the comments. Just like, I always want to make sure that that's something that I'm scheduling and making a priority. So other things, just kind of flipping through my planner here. I did participate in the Buzzword Reading Challenge this year, but I did not finish it. There are 3 that I missed, and I do not have any books that I read this year that fit in those categories. So that's actually one that I'm not going to continue next year. It's fine. I'm not going to do the Buzzword Reading Challenge. I have a different challenge I'm going to do. And then series, I didn't really concentrate on series all that much this year. I did finish a couple. I finished the Throne of Glass series. I finished the Imperium series by Claire Legrand. I finished the Arc of the Scythe, although I do need to read the novellas that just came out, the short stories. I don't own that. We'll see. I might get that from the library and see how they are before I purchase it, if I want to keep it or not. But I did finish the trilogy. I read The Hearts in Darkness by Laura Kay. So a couple things, nothing like major. And then what else do I have on here? 5-star predictions. And that's it. So yeah. Successful. I think more successful than not, I would say. Definitely. I don't think I really blew anything out of the water by any means. I think I just kind of I'm just comfortable with where I was. So I'm going to call it a success. Why not? It's all good. I do have a couple things I want to work on, but that's okay. And I think those will be constant things I want to work on. I don't think that will ever go away as far as, just wanting to make sure I get through some of these books. But yeah, so I'm good with that. I'm good with how my goals ended up. I'm happy. And I think checking in quarterly has been definitely a help. So I'm going to continue that next year, definitely. And I'm excited for my goals for next year, for sure. If you have not seen that video yet, I will leave a link down below, but I have already posted my goals for next year, and I'm excited to get started on them and see how the year goes. And let me know how you guys did on your goals for this year. Do you even set goals? I know people who don't, but let me know if you do, how you did. I would love to know that. And I will see you guys again soon. Hope you have a great day. Bye.